Friends, welcome to this episode of Sridhar on Selling. There is an English word called serendipity. Serendipity is something that suddenly hits you, like you're driving on a hillside, you turn and you suddenly see something beautiful. That's serendipity. Or suddenly a thought strikes you. That's serendipity. Well, I had such an experience the other day. I was watching a TV interview with the late Mr. Hari Nariman. For those of you who may not be aware, Mr. Hari Nariman was amongst the most eminent lawyers in this country. He was a constitutional lawyer, a senior advocate of the Supreme Court, fought very eminent cases, and I was watching this very interesting TV interview. When what struck me was the similarity between the two professions, advocacy and selling. When this interview was being conducted, he was 94. But what a brilliant mind, what clarity of thought, and what lucid articulation. All these years, I've been talking about selling and its similarity with soldiers. I've been talking about various roles the salesman has to play. But it never struck me that there's a huge amount of similarity between being an advocate and being a salesperson. Okay, let me get on to this. Mr. Hari Nariman, with all his years of experience, said that the advocate has to do a lot of research before he stands in front of the judges. He has to understand the client, he has to understand the case, he has to understand the history, the background, and similar cases. And also read various judgments relating to the case in hand. This holds true for all of us. Before we stand in front of our client or a customer, we need to know all about his or her business. We need to know what his or her competition is all about. Do substantial research before meeting the client. That gives you a terrific advantage at the starting point. He went on to say that an advocate must keep an eye on the judge's body language. If there's a bench, which means more than one judge, he must watch and observe all the judges, their body language, find out who is buying what you're saying and who doesn't seem to be interested in what you're saying. This we have discussed in detail, understanding the body language of the customer and understanding the body language of the influencer in a larger group. He very strongly recommended that lawyers should read on a wide range of subjects so that they are able to relate to all kinds of things when arguing on a matter. This holds true for us. The broader your knowledge, the more examples you can give while talking to the client. You can relate from not necessarily your own experience, but from the experience of the world. A case in point is me watching this interview. Why would I be interested in watching a lawyer? I thought he was a superior mind. There's something I could pick up from what he said. And true, it happened. Mr. Nariman very strongly recommended that junior lawyers in their free time should go and sit in a court and watch senior advocates, how they handle the case, to learn about court craft, which is an art in itself. This holds so true for us. Watch senior salespeople in action. Watch videotapes of superior salespeople. As I mentioned in an episode long time back, I used to spend hours together in an auction house in London just to watch the salesman sell. What a delight it was. Even today, whenever I find time, I watch salesmen in melas and fairs. It's such a treat to watch them. Whether the speech is prepared or unprepared, any amount of crowd, any question, the tact and the speed with which they interact. Amazing. He also suggested that the bench can throw any question at an advocate. You must be prepared for it. Sometimes it may look very silly, but you have to answer and answer it patiently. In all our selling experience, we find customers could ask a very silly question or a question which may not make sense, but take it in the stride. Answer patiently. Answer as if the order depends on your answering that question. Don't mock the customer. Don't joke with him. This could be detrimental. You can take the liberty of joking with the customer only if you know him very well and you are sure that he will not take offense. An amazing thing came out of this interview. I was not aware of it at all. I learned that in the American Supreme Court, the time given to a lawyer is only 20 minutes. Sometimes it's even lower. You have to present your entire case within that time. And very often judges are said to shout, sit down. What does this remind you of? Of course, elevator pitch. You have to sell your idea as fast as possible. A golden advice given by this eminent lawyer was not to get angry. Or even if you get angry, not to show it. The judges could tempt you. They could provoke you. We also see this in a lot of situations in selling. Customers try to provoke you. Don't get provoked. Learn to keep your anger in check. The purpose for which you are at the premises is to get the order, is to win the customer's heart and mind. Anger has no place there. Mr. Nariman also said that be courteous to everybody, even the opposing lawyer. So true. I have always said, be friendly with competition. They are not your enemies. You are fighting for an order at a particular point of time. They are not your enemies at all. You can learn from them at times. Unless you know your competition, how do you win? You will not learn about them if you make enemies of them. And as I said before, and Mr. Nariman seemed to stress on this point, that you cannot win all the cases. You will win some, you will lose some. And when you lose with grace. Be gracious and be graceful. I have said this before in an earlier episode, that no salesman on earth can get every single order. We are bound to lose some. That's the time for us to go back to the drawing board, analyze what we did wrong. Finally, he said, the job of an advocate is to make the judge see the case from the perspective the lawyer wants him to see. Isn't this the job of our salespeople? To make the customer look at a proposal, an offer, the way we want him to look at. Friends, I'm happy to note that this episode is the 100th episode of Sridhar on Selling, including both Hindi and English. There is a proposal, of course, awaiting your approval, that we may do it with Hindi because today transcription is available in the language of your choice. Please do let me know so that we can act on this. I enjoy your support. I admire people who have been writing into me. And one observation I would like to make is perhaps I've been able to attract some non-marketing and sales people to the show, which I think is a great bonus. Thank you very much. Keep watching Sridhar on Selling. Subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.